The federal government of your United States of America, the most powerful entity in human history, with a military budget bigger than the next 9 countries combined, has spent the last several weeks at war. No, I'm not talking about Iran. I'm talking about the war with a flag. And just like Iran, the flag won. Yep, yet again, Donald Trump has been proven to be nothing more than a loser. And what I'm talking about here comes from a group called Accountability Now USA. They have been running this peaceful, around-the-clock protest on Constitution Avenue, right there in DC, for months. They even have a permit. They got their permit in April. It's good through August. And they fly a flag that simply reads 4 digits, 8647. 8647. James Comey's seashells would like a word. Now, if you need a refresher, 86 is diner slang. It has been in the dictionary forever. It means to get rid of something, to take it off the menu. And 47 is the 47th president, Donald Trump. So the flag, if you take it literally, says remove the 47th president. Through impeachment, maybe? Yeah, I guess. It's hokey, and it's kind of boring. And it is completely protected by the First Amendment. These folks, this group, had to tell the Secret Service to their faces that they want Donald Trump out of office, but that they wish him no harm. And the Trump regime simply couldn't handle it. The National Park Service sent these protesters an email claiming that their signs were obscenity. Park police showed up and ordered them to take the flag down, and then the Department of Justice, the actual DOJ, with actual lawyers on the actual taxpayer dime, went into federal court to argue that a flag with 4 digits, including restaurant slang, was a threat that had to come down. So all this landed in front of U.S. District Judge Randolph Moss. He issues a 21-page opinion. And he does the most devastating thing a judge can do to the world's most powerful government. He pulled out a dictionary. Citing Merriam-Webster, he explains in writing to the DOJ that 86 is a word that means to throw out, and that you can't censor core political speech just because a phrase has somewhere at some point also been used by someone out there some other way. And the judge wrote that the government tried to squelch core political speech without any articulable, much less evidentiary basis. And if you're not up on your legalese, he basically said you had nothing but feelings, hurt feelings. You marched into federal court with your hurt feelings and pointed out a flag you didn't like. And think about this. This is the same government that can read a license plate from orbit, that can put a missile through a window on the other side of the planet, and employs more attorneys than anyone else on Earth. And we're in the middle of fighting a real pew-pew war. And that government decided to aim their entire apparatus at a flag on a public sidewalk. An ACLU lawyer said it perfectly. She said that the real threat here is a federal government that seeks to punish criticism and trample on our freedoms. There's not much more to it. I mean, you have the most powerful man on earth, the one with the nuclear codes, and he can't abide a rectangle of fabric on a public sidewalk that suggests, perhaps politely, that maybe Congress ought to look into removing him. So insecure, so tiny. It is the type of thing only a real loser would be upset about. You know, there are tyrants throughout history who jailed artists and poets. I hardly think that 4 digits, 8647, is on the same level as artists and poets. And to think an actual judge had to sit the United States government down and walk it through how the English language works. And the government still lost. The flag's still flying, and it'll keep flying through at least August because a federal judge read the First Amendment. And this is the whole story with MAGA. They can't tolerate one citizen being on one sidewalk holding up an opinion. So they reach for lawyers and the park police and throw the full weight of the taxpayer-funded federal government at a square of cloth. The most powerful office on earth, and its emotional thermostat is set somewhere around toddler who just heard the word no in the cereal aisle. Though, I will say, if you get between me and my Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we're going to have more than just words exchanged. Trust me. Anyway, look, go fly your flag, get your permit, exercise your rights, do it peacefully, but do it proudly. And say exactly what you think about these assholes in power. Because that's the entire point of this country, getting to speak out against tyranny. And when the most powerful government on earth tries to take away your 4 digits away from you, and they get hit over the head with a dictionary, you better celebrate the hell out of it. And that's why I want you to subscribe and keep flying the flag right alongside us, because they have made it very clear how much they hate it when you do. 4 digits. That is all it took to make the most powerful government on earth lose its mind and then lose in court.